Hello everybody and welcome to Noobs R Us GT3 Rookie Series Season 7. Race 4 at Zolder. I'm your host, Jeremy Cubbage, and I am joined in the booth by Mark Miller, a long-standing head steward, and he's been on a hiatus from racing. Mark, hello.
Hello.
Hello, he says.
Yes, I have definitely been on a hiatus. It's been some months.
He's been on a racing hiatus. He is still head stewarding, so that does come into play. So if you guys get your penalties, you can blame it on him. You know what I'm saying? I want to say 100%. Hello in chat to Furnish. Hello, Furnish. We also got Will Figgins, one of the first people to say anything in chat. Jake Wells. Hello, Jake. And that's oh look, we got Calvin in chat saying I see you, Jeremy. Hello, everybody. Qualifying has started. Drivers are just now finishing their out laps. We are seeing some people crossing the start-finish line. I believe Carl Banning is the first one to cross the start-finish line on his hot lap. 20-minute qualifying. There will be 2 30-minute races tonight, or today, I guess. It's going to be a morning race, so sunrise. The sun may come into play, blinding people. I don't know if people have experienced that yet. This is new to our series. We're not changing the weather to our rookie series, but we are changing time of day. So you're going to see colder tracks, you're going to see nighttime, you're going to see dawn, dusk, that kind of thing. It'll be kind of randomized from each series on. I don't know if we'll always do a morning for race 4. I don't know what it's going to be. So, but we are not putting weather in. That's not going to happen. That'll be our intermediate series only. Oh my God!
I feel like that's going to be quite a challenge, like for the rookies, especially like the AMs. They probably haven't experienced anything like this.
Exactly, and that's kind of what we're doing is we're throwing that in there for them to experience it. And I did see in the Discord chat earlier this week that people were struggling to hit times that they hit last time they were on this track. They're like, well, I did it better last time. It's like, well, the track's colder this time. It's also probably not. It's probably not optimum either. It's probably a fast track. So, also, hello, Chase in chat. Hello.
Oh, look, there's a Jake Wells in there, too.
Yeah, Jake Wells is in here saying, hey, Dougie, baby. We got to hang out with Jake Wells and Dougie Fresh at Indy last year. That was a lot of fun. So.
Oh, nice.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you guys had a bunch of pictures. I was supposed to be there, but...
You decided you were going to go to work instead. Who does that?
Do you know?
So the AM drivers have started putting down some quick times. 129.127 by Shane Dodger, which is extremely rapid. I'm going to show you the winning times. We've got Joe Allenson as well in third. I'm going to quickly go in and track info here. I want you to see some stuff here about today's track. Circuit Zolder. I'm not going to say, is that Hoytsen Zolder? That's hard to say. In Belgium. Length is about 4 kilometers or 2.49 miles. There's 10 turns, but one of them includes a chicane and another turn, so I don't know how you want to count that, but that's how it is written there. Elevation change, there's an 18-meter drop, climb and drop, so 59 feet total change. Last winner on this track, AM winner, was Joey Johnston. It didn't say, it's not supposed to say NRU, it's supposed to say AM. Joey Johnston, and he was in the 992 and did a 130 flat. The current NRU lap record is Nate Smith-Adams in the 720S Evo, 127.127. As you can see, there's lots of turns. It's a really awkward-looking track. There's 1, 2, 3 chicanes on the track. Nice, hard hairpin. Lots of fast sweeping turns in there. It's quite a wild track, but yeah, I wanted you guys to see that 130.062. I'm going to move back into the game. I want you to see Shane Dodger's qualifying time, 129.1. So a whole second faster, almost 9/10 faster. And we may see an improvement on that. Now, this is qualifying time, not race time. Jay says, that's my boy, to Nate. Hello. Jake says, oh my goodness, they said my name again. But
he mentioned me.
Mark, you haven't actually watched much of the racing, though, so you don't know these names other than what you may have seen in penalties. Any names that stand out to you might be interested in watching?
Well, I see somebody. I saw them during practice, and that's Joe Ligioso. He's wearing my livery in the McLaren.
He is wearing your livery. Okay, let's take a look. Now, the person that made this livery is also in chat, too. Will Figgins, hello?
It is Mr. Will.
Look how good this livery looks. Now, I don't know how it looks for you guys being it's a 1080 output, but I'm looking at this on a 1440, and just the extra pixels makes it look so nice.
Ooh. Somebody just spun out in front of Banning there.
Ooh, I wasn't watching. I was looking at your beautiful livery.
Yeah, I know. I know.
That's all right.
I've
It's
been
qualifying.
hanging on Banning
We'll figure
here.
that out as we go. Jake says, no freaking way! Going to buy a lottery ticket. This ain't my name a third time. Shut the I can't say the word up, Jake. So Ligioso is going to represent your livery well and put down a 29 flat in first place. Oh, and he gets overtaken right as I'm saying that by Shane Dodger with a 28.5.
Dodger just put down a 128.5. That is fast.
Make it 4, says Chase. Shane is making some rapid improvements, and I believe today's race is the last race that we can move drivers from the Am split to the Pro-Am split. So these guys are putting down Pro-Am times, and we may end up seeing some of these guys move up. I believe we have a couple people on radar. I believe some people did move, so we may see what happens in the next day or so.
Look at the separation between second and third on those laps right there.
Oh,
You've got
speaking of
0.003 of a second.
I'm going to put this on screen so you guys can see the separation between these drivers. Look at it. Between second, third, and fourth. See them like on that screen on the right side.
That
nose
is
to nose.
crazy.
Then fifth and sixth or nose to nose. Wild. Wild. Jake, it's easy for me to say your name over and over again if you're the only viewer in chat saying anything. So it's easy to do that. We don't have as many viewers as you have in yours. So, you know, you get more people in there chatting and saying, hey, yo, and it's just you in here. We're broadcasting to you tonight. Look at Dave, baby. So we do have some improvements
Banning
on
just
time.
put down a 128.2.
Oh yeah, I was just gonna say we're seeing improvements. 128.2, almost 28 flat. So, what do we say? Nate's was a 27. I'm gonna quickly go back to track info. I want to look at it one more time. 127.1. So he's only a second off of Nate's time. So that is not an AM time. He may move up into Pro-Ams just based on that. It's probably not going to happen, but who knows? Things might happen. We do still have some improvements on time. Glenn Jacobs in 12th currently, crossing the start-finish line, moving up into 10th. Still has 11 minutes of qualifying left, so he's got plenty of time to improve. Woolham's in 23rd, all the way in the back. Last
The
place
separation
to qualify
between
right
third and sixth is so tight.
Not the only thing that's tight tonight, Mark. Moving on. Williams coming down the back straight, up 7/10, but he is stuck behind a car. Oh, I disregard that. I was looking at the wrong car as I'm just looking at Williams. Williams is not stuck behind a car. A car is stuck behind him. That Ferrari, I believe that Ferrari is, not Ferrari, Ford is Drew. Yeah, it is Drew Freiberger in the forward. I can't speak tonight. Lynn's in the Flexus now. Yeah, he wrote me a message and said, hey, because I'm terrible and I suck anyways, just can I move to the Lexus? I don't know. Yeah, why don't you ask Drew to do that? Drew's your event manager, not me. All right, so
And then he moves to the Lexus, and then he's currently in 10th.
Williams' fastest lap was a 34.69. He's coming through the final sector now, final turns. Up a second on his time. That will move him up into... Oh, he slips! He's not going to move up at all!
He lost the rear end coming out of the chicane.
It doesn't matter, though. I'm going to be honest. He was only a second up on his time. That wouldn't have moved him up a position. It would have moved him up in time, but not up in position. That was dangerous there with that.
That absolutely was.
Oh, yep, they're off track, too. Because of
Yeah, they are.
And then there's another car coming.
Woo!
It's getting wild today, boy. We're in qualifying.
Oh, that's not... Good Lord, what is happening?
Just stop watching it, everybody. Don't look at it. We'll watch this camera view. That's not looking at anything. Oh, my goodness gracious. All right, let's move back on track here. Hauser coming down the...
oh, look at that Orca.
The third... What straight is this? Second straight? Then the final back straight. I don't know what straight this is. There's some weird straights here, okay?
There's a
Up
car
on his
just
time.
stopped.
We're not looking at the stopped car.
He went back to the pits.
Hauser making an improvement on his time, moving up into 12th place. A lot of drivers now have put down their fastest laps. We do still have Martinez putting down a 0.3 up on his time. He's only on the back straight now, coming through Butte, turn 6, over the hill. There's your 53-foot drop. I don't know how that's 53 feet. I don't know if that's true. I think overall change is 53 feet. Through turn 7. Say that turn name. Turlamenbacht. Turlamenbacht. Rookies with a 28-2. Like I said, they're not always rookies. Martinez invalidated his time. Not going to make an improvement because of it. Nor.
I'm keeping an eye on Nor here right now. He's up 7/10 on his lap.
Yes, he is, as he goes into the second chicane through turn 7 now. In that Aston Martin.
Loses a little bit of time through there.
Flipping a little bit.
Back up.
Using all the track that he can there. Staying tight on the inside.
He's got Hauser ahead of him.
Yep.
Got a
Through
yellow.
the hairpin of turn 8. That yellow yellow flag is returned to pit, so not anything to worry about. Still up 7/10 on his time.
Losing a little bit of time through that chicane. Coming into the final chicane here.
Going through Jackie Ichbach. That's how I'm gonna say that. Ichbach.
Oop, gets a little bit of a slide.
Still up 6/10 though.
Still up 6/10, yeah.
Crossing the start-finish line, moving from 7th into 3rd podium position for Jeremy
lap.
North.
That's pretty good.
28.770. What a time.
Taking a look here, seeing if anybody else is up. We got Bennett is up half a second on his lap right now.
That Wreck-It race team. Wreck-'em race team. I always call it Wreck-It. It's Wreck-'em. I'm so stupid. The camera can't follow him because he's so
through
fast.
Through that hairpin, he picked up about 3/10, then dropped back off, but he's still up 6.5 on his lap.
What happens as he comes through the final chicane now onto the front straight. 8/10 up, losing a little bit of time on the way out.
That was pretty clean through there.
Still 7/10. This is going to move him up into 6th place. Bennett, 29
Not
flat.
bad at all, though.
Drew Freiberger. Oh, he just disappeared. Oh, there he goes. He crossed the start-finish line into 14th. He was up a whole second on his time. So moves up into 14th because of it. Caught that last moment. Nobody else really making any improvement at this point. I'm worried that the music we're listening to, even though it's in... Oh, that's what's going on. Guys, we've been listening to Daily Mix this whole time. So, unfortunately, we might have some stuff cut off for the... whenever we put it up on YouTube. So I'm sorry about that. We were in the wrong thing. We need to go back to royalty-free music.
Oh!
We weren't in royalty-free. I was confused about why we were listening to some heavy stuff.
Drew just spun out in front of Hayes. Hayes is up 6/10 on his lap, too, right now.
Drew in the wall. On that service road. Okay, there goes. He jumps off.
Sir, you can't park there.
I mean, he can. He's not on a racetrack. Jeremy Hayes still up 6/10. Coming out of turn 7, down the hill towards turn 8 now.
We got Ligioso's up 3/10 on his lap.
We'll jump to Ligioso here in a moment here. Hayes is still up 6/10. 15th, he's done a 30.6, a 30 flat. We'll move him up a couple positions, but not a lot. 15th, coming through the final chicane now. Drew says too much curve in the chicane. Drew, stop watching the stream and go back to qualifying. You got 5 minutes, boyo. Up 5/10. This isn't going to be a major improvement, but he will jump up into 13th place.
Martinez is up.
Nothing.
He jumped up. No, he was up a quarter of a second on his lap, and he moved up into 4th.
Look down below, though, at 21st place. Bilal up 9/10. 9/10 is a pretty good improvement in time. See if he can continue to make improvements. There he goes.
Good Lord.
1.7 seconds improving. He must have had a bad couple of laps prior to that.
Yeah.
Turai, hello.
He is putting it all together right now.
The camera has such a hard time following the car through that corner. I need to change TV cameras.
He lost a little bit coming out of that hairpin, but he's still up almost 2 seconds.
Going into the final
See how he
chicane
takes
now.
his final chicane.
A little bit slow on the way in. That's a good thing. Increasing the speed on the way out. Nearly
Yeah,
2 seconds up
up
on his time. 21st place. 31.6 was his original time. Moves
It
up
jumps
into
him
10th.
up into 10th place. That is a massive improvement.
With a 29.737. 4 minutes left in qualifying. Still plenty of time. We were watching Martinez just a moment ago as he comes through the hairpin, up half a second on his time. A half a second in 4th place is wild. So he may move up into 1st or 2nd. We'll see what happens. He's lost a little bit of time down this back straight. entering the chicane too quickly.
Yeah, he lost. Yeah, he lost a lot of time.
Ooh, he's
but
getting a lot of
picking
time
it
on the
back
way
up.
out, though. 3/10 up. This is going to move him up at least a position from 4th into 3rd, taking
And
that
it
podium
does.
position away from Noor.
Bennett is also up 4/10 right now.
Martinez
We
says,
got a
I'm
couple
pulling
of
off
guys
track.
that are
I'm
up.
done.
Metcalf's up about 3/10. You got Galal up about almost 4/10. He's
Yeah.
picking up even more time.
Bilal, we were
And
watching
they lost a
last
little
lap.
bit.
He's got to improve mid. I think that 2nd sector is where he needs to improve because he gained all his time right here, entering 3rd sector and down this hill. Last lap, moving him from, what, 20-something into the 10th. So maybe if he takes... Yeah, see, there's an improvement in time here. He needs to brake a little bit. See what happens here. Go, he's gaining time in. Gaining time on the way out. Using too much. Oh, he is invalidated because of that off track.
Yeah,
So
Bennett also invalidated his lap.
a lot of invalidations. People trying to push their cars.
Mike
to the
Cook is
track
up
limits.
half a second on his lap.
As
That'll
he
move
comes
him up
out of turn
at
4
least a
down
position.
towards the chicane into turn 5. Kleine chicane is what this is called. That means little for you that don't speak the Germans. Or Belgish. For those of you that don't speak Belgish, Kleine means small.
Mike Cook's up 0.6 of a second on his lap.
Making that
If he can
massive
pick up a little
improvement.
bit more, that'll bump him up a couple of places, move him up ahead of Hayes.
Losing a little bit of time through the hairpin,
Yeah,
though.
he went in a little bit hot into the hairpin.
Yep. Go down the 3rd straight is what I'm going to call this because I don't have any other name for it. Into the final chicane now. Up a half a second, trying to gain some extra time. He's not going to use all the track. Therefore, he's going to lose time. He is making an improvement, moving from 18th up into 16th. Wasn't quite enough.
Just
He
ahead
does
of
have
Drew.
plenty of time to gain, though. 2 minutes left. With the lap times of 1:30, he does have another 2 laps as long as he's got the fuel for it.
Looking up a little bit further, Plunkett moved up from 12th to 11th. He jumped over Glenn Jacobs.
I love Plunkett's livery, mostly because it's close to the one that I made for him. It's not the one that I made for him because that was a P-Cup livery, but, you know, whatever. Oh, bouncing over the chicane there, over the curbs. That is not
will
what you
not
want to
gain
see.
you any time.
No one. Ooh, look at Schmidt, up 3/10 on his time, coming through the hairpin now. Still gaining time down this 3rd straight. I don't know what else
That's
to
gonna
call
jump him up. That's gonna jump him up quite a few positions. That could put him up into 4th place or 5th place.
it. Up 4/10 now, losing a little bit of time, but gaining it on the way out. Slipping. He's invalid. I just
Oh.
realized he was invalid early on. So
Yeah.
while he was up on his time, he is invalid. I think this is an outlap. We'll have to see. Nope, it was a valid
Oh
lap.
no.
7th place. He still has another
He's
lap
tied
to make
with
that improvement.
Bennett. They have the exact same lap.
Yeah, but because he did it. Oh,
Did
he
it
must be out of
second.
fuel. Because he did it second, it put him behind.
Yeah.
Oh, yep, he ran out of fuel or something. He pulled off. He's like, you know what? Well, that's good enough for me.
Drew's up 4/10 on his lap right now.
Drew's like, okay, I'll go back and do some more laps. Got in
This
trouble.
will probably be his. This will be his final lap.
Have to give me just a moment. I'm looking at something else here.
Oh, he might get one more in if he keeps in it. Improved his time, but did not improve his position.
Give me just a moment. Keep doing your thing.
Okay. Yeah, Drew called it quits. He messed up the first corner and decided to call it there.
Well,
Right now we've only got two
Glenn
two
Jacobs
drivers on track that are on
Ooh.
valid laps right now.
Yeah, you're
and
right.
neither one are increasing their time or improving their time. They're all increasing their time as they drive, you know.
yeah. The sun is starting to peak up, but people are going to have to be facing the sunrise at some point. I believe it'll be during the first couple of laps, which is a nerve-wracking thing to do. Ooh, we see 713 going off track. Glenn Jacobs saying that's enough for me.
Yeah, Martinez is not improving, although he's cutting down a little bit of time.
Gonna watch the drivers as they cross the finish line in order. Ian Gock coming through the third straight now.
I'm keeping an eye on Martinez. He picked up a little bit of time through the second chicane, but he lost it on the out.
Ian Gach, no improvement on his time crossing the start-finish line in 21st place. And coming through the third straight now.
He picked up a little bit of time. I was losing it down that stretch.
And pulling off to the side before he crosses the start-finish line, and Martinez coming through third straight now. Gaining time on the way in. Not going to be enough to move up, I don't think. He is equal. He's a little bit slow. Not a lot he can do. He's going to hold that third-place position.
It was a good effort on his part, though.
Yes,
he gave it all.
Going to take some info
off. That was a pretty exciting...
Qualifying is always exciting if you do it that way. With that said, Mark, being that you're here with me, make sure you hit drive. You, my friend, are going to read the names of the drivers in order at your own pace, and I will drive the camera down the track looking at the cars.
All right.
Give me just a second to do a thing, though, so we can see all these drivers on track. Okay. All right. Fly the camera down the track. All right, sir, at your discretion, read the names of the drivers.
All right, qualifying on pole, we've got see, I don't have first names here, and so I'm just gonna be trash.
You can just say last name. That's fine.
All right, we'll do that. So qualifying on pole, we've got Banning in the BMW, put down a pretty stellar lap. In second place, we've got Dodger in a Lamborghini. You don't see many people driving the Lamborghinis. Qualifying in third in another BMW, we've got Martinez. Fourth place, we've got Noor in an Aston Martin. Also don't see many Aston Martins right now. In fifth place, in a, might I say, fine livery, you've got Ligioso in the McLaren. In sixth place, we've got Bennett. In seventh, we've got Schmidt. Both of them are in Ferraris. Our first Porca in eighth place in Allenson. A fine pink Porca. Gotta love that color. In ninth place, we've got Mr. Metcalf in another BMW for the Wreckham race team. In 10th, we've got Galal in another Ferrari. Plunkett as well in a Ferrari in 11th place. We've got Glenn Jacobs in the first Lexus in 12th. In 13th, we've got Hauser in another BMW. In 14th, we've got Bramer in another Wreckham race team BMW. 15th, we've got another McLaren is Hayes. In 16th, we've got Mike Cook, also Wreckham race team. In 17th, we've got Drew, another Wreckham race team, and our first Ford. Our only Ford? Nope, we got one more down there. Okay. In 18th, we've got Dixon. I do not have a 19th place.
It was Ryan Chan
in my list here.
Chanley, but it's okay.
Yeah, it says 20th on my list here, which is
that's fine.
Feet, but
move on.
In 20th, we've got Gach. In 21st, we've got Caps in another Ferrari. Oh, Gach is in a Mercedes. In 22nd, we've got Brooks. In 23rd, we've got Woolhams. In 24th, we've got Apgar, and in rounding out our grid, we've got Londar in the only Nissan.
Well, he's representing it
on
well,
the grid right now.
Putting it in the back.
I don't think I saw Londar actually put down a lap, so I wonder if he just joined late.
I think some people did. We are showing a Ryan Chanley missing here, which I'm showing that. I don't know where he's at, but that should clear out on the left side of the screen. It is going to be a 30-minute race, no pit stops. Let's go ahead and turn off our music and run an ad really quick. Get that out of the way so we're not interrupted. We'll be right back. Those of you that are subscribed, thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting Noobs R Us. you don't have to see the ads. Unfortunately, ad breaks are the moments where we can take a break from talking, because especially when I'm alone, my voice goes out halfway through. So I grab a drink. Relax.
Will,
for
he
just a
is
moment.
in fact repping the Felsia livery.
Yeah, so livery thief.
Hey, it's in there for anybody to use.
Well, so is every Noobs R Us car technically, although they all have names on them. So hope people.
I'm pretty sure he just saw the colors and was like, I gotta use that.
Fire. Well, I think, wasn't it? So Figgins had a gold and black livery too, and you were like, I want one of those. So,
It was his Aston Martin.
yeah.
Yeah, I told him I wanted something similar, but because his was the Aston Martin green, I believe.
Oh,
I don't think he
gotcha.
had it, or did he have it as gold? I actually now I don't remember. But yeah, I saw it, and I like the carbon fiber with the like metallic paint. It just looks good.
Yep, it does. These drivers starting to go side by side. We got 20 seconds left on the ad. However, I think we're going to be ad complete at the moment we go green. I hope we didn't delay on that. Yeah, 10 seconds left. We'll be fine.
They're coming down the straight now. I don't know.
5 seconds left. I think we'll be like ad complete. Yeah, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Welcome back.
Nice.
Drivers are about to cross the start-finish line. And we are green at
And we're
Zolder.
green.
Lap 1, race 1 of tonight.
Somebody
Turn one.
already got a drive-through for speeding.
Yep,
And that
that
was
happens.
Willems.
Lots of safe driving through. We got a little bit of swerviness near the back here. 3 wide situation. Really narrow entry for that Ford.
Banning went off track there. Was able to recover. He's in
Second now, it looks like, behind Martinez.
no, he's in third. Dodgers up front there.
Oh, we got a car off track. Who was that? They were off and stopped, it looked like. Oh, what was going on back there? Into the chicane we go. My camera keeps changing to helicam. Oh my gosh, there was a bonk live on stream right there with 43 and 23. My goodness. Luckily, no major death came of that, and drivers are continuing on. Oh. There's so many chicane possibilities of deaths and things. It gets really wild. Banning. Still showing in first, and for some reason, every time I switch, it goes to that helicam view. I see what's going on. I've got an issue with my race control, so of course I do. Why
Moore
wouldn't
just
I?
went too hot into that last chicane, and he's getting overtaken by quite a few cars now.
I have to give me just a moment to fix my race control. We're going to be sitting here looking at Gawk for just a moment. Project Panda 96, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Get the race control back open so I can see the things. Race control does not like whenever I mess with race labs. So
Yeah, my race control also broke. So I don't know that it was
both race
actually
controls
you.
died? Okay.
Yeah, I don't
With
think
that
it was
said-
actually you.
With all of that said, I'm going to close out of the overlays. I will disconnect Race Labs again. We're going to just continue to watch the nothingness going on. I mean, there's some things going on. We're missing it.
You are in fact missing it.
Open everything back up. We'll get our overlays back up. The race control's having issues, it seems like, between... I connect now. I can connect. It's not showing me anything on the side, though. I've hit connect. I don't see anybody. It says it's connected. Our overlays are not working properly. It's dying. Everything's dying.
Everything's dying.
Everything
Live on
isn't
stream.
awesome. Yep, this is the way it is sometimes, though. I mean, sometimes you can't do anything about it. Let's get some information on screen here. That is not how we want to see that. We got a car off track there. Oh my goodness gracious.
Oh, it just spun out too. I just saw it happen. I'm gonna try to get my race control back up here.
Yep, I'm waiting. Things are coming back on screen now as we speak. There we go. We're getting our stuff back. There we go. I still can't switch between cars here. I guess I can, but I don't know who I'm going to be looking at because race control does not want to work. What is going? I don't understand why that's happening. It happened to both of us at the same time.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's.
We got Ryan Brooks holding a train of cars behind in that 18th position. It looks like Bilal was considering tucking his nose in. It did not do it. See what happens as they go down the back straight here prior to the first chicane. You can see that Ferrari poking his nose into the other Ferrari there. That is Chris Capps, brand new driver to our community. Thought he was going to go for the overtake, backed out. Now he's got to worry about 911 there. That's Jeremy Knorr, who I'm not able to keep looking at because it switched off. There we go. Knorr is completing the overtake. Into the second chicane they go. Knorr is going to hold that position.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go off the stream right now, so I'm a little bit delayed on you.
You can press F2 and get the stuff on screen at least. That's what I would do. But yeah, for some reason race controls just decided to die and call it a day. I'm going to see if I can pull up the old race control and see if that works. Thank you guys for your patience. Thank you for being here. It's an abnormality. Nope, race control number 2 doesn't want to work either. Does it? No, it does not. So we're having issues with that connection. That is connection 9 is established. Happening. I'm going to do a thing, everybody. Thank you for your patience once again. We're going to go quickly leave the server and rejoin and see if that does anything.
I am also attempting to do that.
While that's happening, I don't understand how that happened to both of us at the same time. Thank you once again for your patience, guys. This is an abnormality and rarely ever happens, especially with race control. I'm going to reload all of my overlays and everything as well.
There we go. Yep. Rejoining helped that.
Okay.
There we go. All right.
So just between the things then, it looked like, huh?
Yeah. Let's see.
I did a stupid and closed out of the game, so I'm relaunching the game.
Nice. Looking back here, seeing if we've got any pretty close battles. Looks like back in 11th place, we've got, well, between 9th and 13th, we've got a good number of cars here.
We'll be able to see it in just a moment, everybody.
We're gonna go audio only. This is old school.
Yep, just audio, guys. It's a radio station now.
Anybody that's used to listening to baseball games on the the old AM stations, we're looking at. Oh, we got some back markers that. Oh no, we've got people in pits. Looks like Bramer, Chanley, and Dixon are all in the pits right now. Not quite ideal for them. Hauser's under attack from Hayes right now.
All right, I think we're back. All right, what are we watching here, everybody? Thank you once again for all of your patience.
We are on Hauser right now. Hayes picked up a couple of positions.
Well, welcome back, Jake. You missed all of the shenanigans. We missed 7 minutes of our race, basically. Hauser and Hayes, Chan all still fighting position. Chan getting a great run on the exit of the chicane, going up the hill. Now has the inside line and overtake complete prior to the next chicane.
That was a pretty good move right there.
Hayes has just lost a lot of time on the way out of that chicane. So it looks like our leaders have started pulling away from each other. Dodger is now 3 seconds ahead of Martinez. Martinez only 1 second ahead of Banning. Banning 3 seconds ahead of P4. Still some battles going on between Knorr and Mike Cook, and some dust being kicked up as well. Knorr trying to get an overtake done, almost rear ends him. Funny guys, hilarious. This battle between Knorr and Mike Cook is raging while there's also a battle going on behind with Londar, Brooks, and Apgar. Looks like Londar. Oh my gosh, sends it with the Nissan. Oh my god, into the final chicane. Luckily, no deaths came with that.
That didn't quite work out the way he wanted it to.
Did not pan out at all. Now it says Nor. Oh my gosh! It said Nor was right there. I couldn't see him, but now I saw him. He was flying off track for a moment, side by side with that Lexus through turn 1, turn 2 rather. Gets the overtake done on the outside. Mike Cook just lost a lot of speed on the way in through turn 2. That Aston was just able to pull away and run off. Martinez in third place has started Banning in third place has started closing that gap to Martinez ahead, just trying to get in the slipstream, out braking into the hairpin.
And a little bit further back, we've got Allenson in the Porca coming up on Schmidt in the Ferrari.
That Pepto-Bismol
down under a second there.
Pepto-Bismol colored, as we were talking about earlier today.
Not quite Pepto-Bismol.
No, it isn't. It's a little bit lighter almost.
Yeah, it is. That is the color of a pig. That is a proper color for a Porsche.
It is a Porca for a reason, right?
Absolutely.
Getting that draft down the front straight, cross the start finish line, poking his nose in. Is he going to go for it? He's not. Going into turn 1, just trying to gain some ground and get the better exit. Looks like
got a little loose on the exit there.
Getting that better
allowing
exit.
him to close up. Ooh, he's getting wiggly again. Allenson might be able to. This pressure that Allenson's putting on him is causing Schmidt to make a couple of mistakes on these corners.
At least 2, maybe even 3. Lost a little bit of time through turn 4 there, going down the back straight. Once again, just trying to gain that time back. That Ferrari's going to have a little bit better at the acceleration, so Allenson needs to out-brake and out-turn this Ferrari. Over the hill they go.
Schmidt and that Ferrari had a pretty clean line through that first chicane. Allenson goes really deep into that second chicane and loses a bunch of time.
Yep, he's now outside of slipstream range and has to really work to catch right back up. I'm going to move up the grid now to Martinez and Banning. These two fighting for that second place position. It looks like we've already got back markers in the mix. So we've got Dodger just past Willems. Willems, you can see right there in that McLaren ahead of Martinez. Spinning out off track. My goodness, Willems. Woo! You know, as the second place driver, you're like, please don't hit me. Please don't hit me.
Yeah. Please just keep going one direction. Don't come back, please.
Yep, absolutely. These drivers now have done their fastest laps in the 28s. This is rapid times for AM drivers. I believe the track has moved up to an optimum state. It's started to warm up a bit with the sun coming out as well. So these drivers are probably going to have to deal with a little bit of a... ooh, look at that.
Martinez goes a little bit wide there.
Yep,
Gives Banning the opportunity to go around him.
He's on the inside line, but it's not going to be enough to go to try and outbrake into the next corner. He probably could have if he wanted to, but he's just going to be safe and tuck in behind Banning. A little bit outside the slipstream range, just trying to get that better exit. Both these cars nearly equal on their ability, just based on whoever's setup is better in their driving ability. So we'll have to see what happens as this race continues. Banning securing that second place for now.
He's trying to outrun the police right now, and that's not something I thought I would say in a race.
With that said, let's move back a little bit towards 10th place. We got Plunkett spinning out right in front of him was Bennett. Oh my God, Bennett still spinning and getting bonked.
Oh no!
In the second chicane. Just trying to rejoin. Oh my goodness, we switched to that at the last moment. That was wild.
Your mic peaked so hard, we lost you.
That's fine. I'm okay with you guys. Well, Discord lost me. The stream did not, so we were good. The stream will capture that. Oh my goodness.
That was crazy.
Anyways.
Galal is closing in on Freiberger right now.
See what happens. Drew.
Going into this last...
my goodness. He really closed that gap. I thought he was going to rear end him. Galal trying to get the better run. You can see Drew being slightly defensive. They go through turn 1 now. That Ferrari trying to tuck his nose to the inside. It's not going to happen in turn 1. Turn 2, it looks like he's going to use all the track here. I have just realized I had music playing still because I had that intermission, so I'm sorry about that. Turn that music back off. We don't need that. Galal still right on Drew's tail.
He is trying every part of the track to get around him.
Yep. Drew's going to be defensive, putting his car right in the middle of the track.
That is a wide card.
Moves
to put
back
right
to
in
the
middle of
outside.
track.
It's kind of a swervy moment there. And he's
Oh, and
spun out!
spins! No!
All that pressure, and he spins out. Well,
Just Ferraris
he's
doing
in such a
Ferrari
hurry to
things,
go. He's
and
flooring
he is
it.
continuing to
You
just
need to
spin.
take a deep breath at this point. This is one of those moments where you spin out and you're like, we need to relax. Everything needs to chill. With that said, Drew Freiberger now has Jeremy Noor behind him and has to worry about another driver. There's no letting up for Drew as far as pressure. He's just had these cars behind him for the last 2 laps.
And they are coming up on a back. Oh, Apgar's just
Yep,
chilling.
he's just off track.
He
Looks like
must have
he's
lost
completely
it.
damaged. Just saw that for a split moment there. He's not going to go defensive, it looks like. Maybe a little bit. Gets rear-ended. Is now in the pit lane entry. Sliding across. Decided he wants to be a lawnmower. Rejoining the track. Continuing on.
Lando, is that you?
Lando? Lando?
Yeah. For those of you that watched the F1 race this last weekend.
Oh, not
Lando
Lando
Norris,
Calrissian. Okay.
No. Lando Norris came out of the pits and was racing Max Verstappen out of the pits and decided to do some landscaping of his own.
Well, speaking of landscaping, we've got our resident landscaper here, the team principal of Wreckham Race Team, Glenn Jacobs. He's also a Noobs Rust Works driver, trying to hold off Plunkett behind. Oh yeah, I know he got rear-ended. I saw that. He got big bonked. He got booty bonked. We got 15 minutes left in this race. We are halfway through the race now. A lot of the drivers have kind of started backing off from each other. We do have some back markers in the mix. Not really holding anybody up.
Doing a pretty good job of staying out of the way.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see if we can see Plunkett.
You're at the halfway mark. Keep pushing.
Plunkett is trying to stay within that draft of Jacobs. They're coming out of the final chicane now, going down the front straight. Plunkett does not have the speed down the straight. Just a little bit of draft to gain some time, but it's not going to be enough.
That Lexus is pretty quick down the straights.
Well, the Lexus also doesn't have a BOP because nobody drives the thing.
That is fair. That is fair. Oh,
The gap has closed
Glenn
up.
got loose coming around that corner.
He got loose, but he did it right. He's moving to the inside for turn 4. Not able to complete the overtake. That was wild. He got there so quickly. He's going to move to the inside. Glenn says, you know what? If you want to go for it, go for it. Not going to happen, though. Well, the chicane seems like the best place to overtake. If you do it wrong, you end up killing your fellow driver and yourself.
Yeah.
I almost think the second chicane is the better one to do anyways. With all of that said, Plunkett is now outside of slipstream range, trying to get a better exit here. I said that.
Went in hot, though, and goes off track.
So he's lost a lot of time. Plunkett's able to regain.
A lot of time.
Plunkett needs to think about getting this overtake done before Hauser catches up. All this battling is allowing Hauser to gain that ground and get right back behind him. Plunkett wants to get around so he doesn't have to deal with that. Then he'll have to worry about defense and offense at the same time.
Who thought the most exciting battle would be back in 8th place?
Hey, exciting battles happen all over the track, okay? The way I've experienced it is the guys in front are almost always just hot lapping in the middle of the split is usually where the battles happen. You can see Plunkett gaining that ground once again. Let's see if he's able to repeat this second turn. He got a little bit bumpy there on turn 1. There we go. Into turn 2. Oh, we just saw Glenn spinning out or spinning off. He had a lot of understeer there, sending him wide. Plunkett's able to get the overtake done. Glenn.
Yeah, and Hauser's going to close that up now.
Yep, Glenn now has to worry about Hauser, who's well within the slipstream range and able to gain a little bit of speed down the front straight.
Both of them touched the gravel out there. That is not going to help their speeds.
See what happens here. Hauser's now right on Glenn's tail, and Plunkett is running away. We got a yellow flag from Willems in 24th place. I don't know what's going on with him. Oh my goodness gracious. Glenn has caught back up to Plunkett and is within slipstream for him as well. Is there going to be another battle for that 8th place position, or will Plunkett run away? Find out next time on Dragon Ball Z.
Willems just got it going again.
Glenn missing his braking point, spinning out, almost hitting Hauser in the mix of that. Glenn now has to try and rejoin safely. There he goes.
Ooh, he
Back
has a
on track.
lot
There
of
he
damage
goes.
to the front end of that car, and he is.
Who are we talking about? Willems?
I'm on Glenn.
Glenn has no damage to the front end of his car. He's good to go. He
Oh.
didn't touch nothing. I don't know what you're seeing, sir.
I don't know what I saw. Just ignore me.
That's all right. We all know that you're tweaking, bro.
Yeah.
With all of that said, we do have some people in the pits. 3 drivers in the pits, it looks like. Jeremy Knorr and Jeremy Hayes. Battle of the Jeremies for 11th and 12th place. Jeremy Hayes in that McLaren has that Aston right behind him. Oh, and they touch! They are sideways! Luckily, the only damage was between the 2 cars. Not really a whole lot on the wall. Nor giving that position back to Hayes, allowing another driver to pass him in the middle of that. All right, Jake, have a good night. If you're streaming, we'll give you the raid. Have a good night, buddy. Now, Drew Freiberger is on the tail of Jeremy Knorr. Jeremy Knorr had already passed Drew early on. I think that was the bonk that happened. He rear-ended him and pushed him into the pit lane is what happened.
I think it was.
The battle is still on between the Jeremies. He gave him that position back. We'll have to see what happens as this lap continues on.
This is now a 4-way battle here.
Yeah. Hayes needs to catch up to Bennett ahead, really. Gawk is far enough behind. It's we got Bennett trying to run away from the pack. He's just outside the slipstream now. Hayes, Knorr, and Drew. Drew's falling off in the back too. I still believe this battle is going to be between this McLaren and this Aston. There it goes. He's closed the gap up as they come down the front straight. He's going defensive. That Aston's going to peek in just enough.
Didn't have quite enough of a run coming down the straight there.
Certainly
to
did
make
not.
the move.
Going to see if we can see this gap get closed up into turn 2. You can see that Aston taking that narrower line, able to close the gap on the way through, and is on the inside line. He absolutely should have tucked his nose in, and he did not.
I was probably thinking he didn't want to have a repeat of what happened going into that final chicane with.
But I think he could have done it. We have a race
that
in
gap
the pits.
also.
Just kidding, we don't have a race in the pits. Sean Bramer's in the pits at 0.2 seconds behind Chan, who's also in the pits. They're sitting still.
Exhilarating.
Ooh, Freiberger closing up that gap into the second chicane now.
He was. Nor got a little bit loose coming out of the chicane there.
He certainly did.
Lost a bit of time to Hayes.
It's kind of like an accordion back and forth between these 3 drivers. Oh my goodness!
Oh,
Goes
he came
wide.
in so hot.
He's got to now be defensive to Drew behind. A little bit of sparks off that curb. I don't know if you saw that. That was pretty cool.
I did see that. Yeah, that was
pretty neat. Nor trying to get away now from Drew. Hayes saying, "You guys battle. I don't want to be part of it." He's slipping.
Nor slides.
So he's going to have to be defensive here if he doesn't want Drew to get the overtake done.
Down that straight.
There we go. Drew's right on his tail. Not able to put his nose in. Gonna go back
Drew's
to the
applying
helicam.
the pressure, and
He was applying the pressure, but he lost it through turn 1, and now Norris mostly ran away once again. So this is, oh my goodness, Hayes off track.
Hayes
Norris
and
getting around.
Drew just went off track.
Drew's off as well. Drew now has to worry about Ian behind, and Nor can just take a deep breath and run away at this point. I say that, but Hayes is, oh my goodness, Hayes is closed right back up. I wonder if Drew, or if Hayes had, or I'm sorry, Nor had lifted or something down the straight. What caused him to be able to gain that time back? I'm going to move up to the front. We got a battle for P1. Carl Banning is caught up to Shane Dodger and is on his tail as they go through turn 2. A little bit of damage to that front left part of Banning's car. He's slipping through turn 2. Going to lose some time because of that.
We were so focused on the middle of the pack there that we didn't even realize.
I mean, we don't normally see battles in the top 3,
happening.
so it's happening for P1. Here we go. Into the braking zone for the chicane. Banning's able to gain some time. Close up the gap a little bit to Shane ahead. Not enough to go for an overtake into the following chicane through turn 7 here.
Oh,
Ooh, there's a car off
stopped in
track
that
there. That's
chicane.
Woolums.
Woolums is
decided
having
he's going to come to a
having a
stop.
struggle of a race.
I don't know if Woolums is has practiced or what, but Woolums is. Oh, that's a different Woolums. I forgot. We have 2 Woolums. The one when we get to
do
the
we
Pro-Am
really?
split- yeah,
Oh,
we do.
no.
When we get to the Pro-Am split, we'll see another Woolums. That is the brother. He joined this season as an AM after his brother has moved out of the AMs into the Pro-Am. So they're able to race with each other during the combined split races, but not anymore because his brother Jeremy Woolums, or I think his name is Jeremy Woolums. There's lots of Jeremys. Has moved out into the Pro-Ams. Carl Banning has fallen off just enough now not to be able to get draft. Ooh, we got another battle between Mike Cook and Dyad or Ziad Bilal. These drivers are going down the back straight towards the first chicane. All that damage to that Lexus ahead is going to allow the Ferrari to have the better runs.
Yeah, we've got a little bit of a battle in 4th and 5th there between Ligioso and Schmidt as well.
We don't want to watch Ligio, so he's got a terrible livery.
I would have to disagree. Looking at the Helicam, that is a fine looking livery.
I'll move up to them here shortly. The battle between P19 and P20, or I'm sorry, P18 and P19 for Mike Cook. Mike's not going to go defensive into the hairpin, more or less allowing that 707 Ferrari to get around him. They're still side by side as they come out of the hairpin. Lexus is going to tuck in. No, he's not. He's going to be offensive into turn 10. Too far towards the center, not allowing him to get on the brakes in a timely manner and outbrake him. So Bilal will hold that 18th position. Moving up, got another battle between a Ferrari and that Nissan we saw earlier. No, it's not a Nissan. It's Drew again. Drew is still battling it. I feel like he's been in part of every battle today.
Poor Drew's probably getting tired of all the...
Chris Capps is a brand new driver to our series. But he's around people he's not comfortable with, but he is definitely putting on pressure in what seems to be fairly safe. I haven't really seen anything ridiculous from him. Looks like he's doing pretty good. The battles are starting to fall apart here, guys. We got 5 minutes left, 4 minutes and 22 seconds left. And the rest of race 1, the AM split.
Apgar's off track again. He's also having a struggle of a race.
We got a couple of them. Plunkett as well. Plunkett spun around in the hairpin in a dangerous place to be.
Gets it going again.
Yep, continuing on.
And there's a decent gap there, so he was pretty safe getting back there.
Yep. Oh my goodness, that Ferrari almost rear-ended that Nissan. I feel like that's been a common theme in today's race, is just people missing their braking points or not judging their opponents' braking points.
Yeah, that turn 8 hairpin is definitely a place where if you miss, you miss your braking point by even 5 meters, you're pretty close to hitting the car in front of you if you're racing somebody.
Absolutely. The only battle on track right now within a second of each other. Oh my goodness gracious, he kind of gave him a rear bonk there and a slippage. That Nissan is now losing 2 positions. He lost one to Mike Cook as well. Caps has now got Drew Freiberger ahead still. Drew, I feel bad for Drew. He's been battling this entire time. Look how narrow he's going to be here. That Ferrari's going to put himself in a bad place. Drew moving to the outside as you should. That Ferrari sending it to the inside. That is exactly what you want to see as a defensive driver. However,
Drew took the cleaner line, and
I'm gonna go back and watch this from the Helicam. I want you to see how he did this. Middle of the track, sends him to the narrow side. Now he's extremely narrow, misses his point, flies off. There was another send there, but that is exactly how you were supposed to do that. By the book, move back to the outside on racing line, giving yourself the optimum line.
That was Galal. He just missed his braking point.
Yeah, that happened.
Completely.
If we ignored Galal altogether, that Ferrari he was defending against, I believe it was Caps. That battle right there was awesome, and I think Drew did a great job of that.
That was some excellent racecraft from Drew. That was, I mean, textbook.
Yep. Banning in second place, is trying to close the gap again to Shane. Now, their best laps are nearly the same. However, Carl Banning has been just inconsistent enough to stay behind Shane. There's 2 minutes left in the race. They're crossing the start-finish line now. They're going to have 2 more laps. We're on the penultimate lap now. Carl wants to get this overtake done. He needs to figure out a way to do that. If he's been watching Shane, he knows where he's able to get some time on him. And he needs to really work those corners so that he can get up past him. Down the back straight they go towards the first chicane. Dodgers,
I don't think he's close enough to make a move here yet.
Not yet. He's still three quarters of a second off. He's gained a little bit of time through the chicane by cutting that sausage curve. So now he's half a second. Into the second chicane they go. Cutting a little bit more. Closed up even closer. 4/10. He's well within draft now. 3/10.
I feel like that BMW is a little bit more stable through those chicanes.
Yep,
it's able to take a little bit more curb on it.
Much later entry, he's going to be able to get on the gas a little bit harder. Down third straight into the final chicane.
This is a hell of a battle.
A quarter of a second behind. Battle for first place rages on.
He is tucking up right behind him.
We're going to see Shane probably stay, very defensive as they cross the start-finish line. He's scooting back. Banning trying to scare him off the racing line. It's not going to happen. Shane keeps his head down. Banning losing time into that corner, but is he able to gain that time back and get on the gas a little bit earlier through turn 2? Does not look like it. They're coming up on a back marker. I believe that is Drew Freiberger.
Is Drew.
Yep. So now Drew's no longer battling people. He's got oh my God, he has moved all the way to the wrong side of the track. Now, we got to go back to the textbook here. Drew should have moved onto the race line and lifted. That is what he should have done there. Instead, he stayed off the race line, actually moved off the race line, causing a block. There we go. The send into the second chicane, a little bit of a bonk.
He does give it back,
cuts
though.
the track there.
Banning cut the first part pretty heavily.
And Dodger cut the second part.
And then Dodger... Yeah,
this
Dodger
is the final
cut the
lap.
second part.
We're in the third sector of the final lap. These two are still battling. 4 seconds ahead. Oh my gosh, he's off track.
Oh,
Dodger
no,
moving into second because of a mistake. Banning is going to take it.
Well, let's see how this final chicane goes, because anything could happen down here.
It is the M split. There we go. Take it nice and easy. Banning will take that first place position, crossing the start-finish line. Dodger weaving back and forth, crashing into the wall, angry with himself.
Yeah, he knows he gave that race up.
Oh, man, I wouldn't be angry, though. You still got a podium, man. That's something to be proud of. There's still a battle for 7th place, guys, or 6th place. Coming out of the final chicane.
Just
actually
made
falling
the
off
overtake. Moved up into 6th place.
Yep, absolutely. And we still have another battle. Bennett trying to close in on Jacobs ahead as they're coming through the hairpin. The battles are reoccurring as we go, guys.
You got Nor in that mix, too. If any of these drivers make a mistake in here,
Yep.
like
there it is. 713 made the mistake. He's off track. Glenn Jacobs. Glenn Jacobs off track still. I think he's just going to give up. Glenn, go. Go, Glenn. Glenn, you need to go.
No, Glenn.
No. He's given up. He said, everybody can pass me. I don't care.
That
Dude.
final chicane, the race isn't over until they
Glenn.
get through there.
Go! He said, I'm just going to take last. If I'm not first, I'm last, is what he's saying.
Poor Glenn.
He just gave up.
He did.
You can't
just
give up, man. You can't do that. Got another yellow flag of Brooks. It looks like he's just stopped. I might have ran out of gas and didn't plan for it. Jacobs return to the pits. That will end the first race of the AMs. Banning in first, Dodger in second, Martinez in third. We're going to move on to
That was an exciting race.
the pro split, everybody. The pro split.
Oh, Drew says that Glenn and him had fuel issues.
Mm-hmm.
That was an exciting race. There was so many battles happening.
Guys are just trying to use the same amount of fuel as you had the last couple of races before. Now you can't do that anymore. All right, sir. Are you connected to the pro split server?
I am getting there. Give me 1 second. Let's just hope that race control does not...
It won't after the reconnect, right?
Hopefully it won't bork on us.
All right. When you are in, let me know. I'm going to switch it back over so we can see what's going on here. And I will drive the camera down the thing.
All right. On
right.
pole position, we've got Zach Snyder, followed up by Harral, both in Porsches. In third, we've got Willems. In fourth, we've got Mr. William himself. In fifth, we've got Dwyer. In sixth, we've got Nick Kanya. We've got a couple of Fords up there. In seventh, we've got Clark. Eighth, we've got Go. In ninth, we've got Ramos. Both of them are in BMWs. In 10th, we've got another Ford in Gerber. In 11th, we've got Mr. Casey Sonseeger in the Porsche, followed by Mr. Tony Danzig in a Ferrari. Not used to seeing him in that car. In 13th, we've got James Casaboon in another Ford. In 14th, we've got Ramirez. In 15th, we've got Mr. Andrew Casey in a McLaren. In 16th, we've got Mr. Devin Anthony in a Honda. In 17th, we've got Mr. Douglas Furnish in an Aston Martin. And to round us off, in 18th, Mr. Turbinov.
Drivers are starting their engines. It looks like we got a couple of works drivers that don't know how to download the new liveries. James Cosboon, Andrew Casey. These drivers are about to start going out on the grid now. We're going to shut the
A much
music
smaller
back
field
off.
here in the pros and pro-ams, correct?
Yep, pros
Is that what we
and
have here?
pro-ams, that's correct. So we're going to see Platinum Sprint. That'll be your pro drivers. Pro-ams will be the silvers.
Alrighty.
So there's going to be closer racing between the pro-ams and pros, which is also going to cause bonks. So we might see more bonks with less drivers on track. Brooks came into chat and said he ran out of fuel. Like I said, you guys can't go with that same amount of fuel that you guys went by. Figgins wants to see an onboard of himself. We'll do that at some point during the race. I feel like every time Figgins has requested an onboard of himself, he has ended up crashing before I am able to get to it. So hopefully he didn't commentate or curse himself this time.
We do have to try our hardest to commentator curse Mr. Nick Kanya. I told him
Yeah,
that we
Nick
would
Kanya
both
has
try
to-
our hardest.
I want to show you guys something, everybody. The Noobs R Us has a ranking system. It's not really ranking, but it's a badge system. So you can see that gold stripe on Mr. Schneider's car. He is the only works driver to have a gold stripe. That means he has
That means he wins everything.
That means he's gotten 5 podiums driving under Noobs R Us. 5 podiums. So, if it were silver, silver stands as 1, which is why if we look at Casey Swanseger's beautiful Orca,
He's got 4.
4. 4 pretty silver stripes.
And
There
right
is-
behind him, we've got Tony. He's got 3.
There is a red stripe as well. Red stripe is weird, but we don't have any more than 4 stripes on the car at one point, so we try to keep it, even though there's a lot of stripes, a little bit more minimal. These drivers are coming around the into the 3rd sector now. They're going to start going side by side in just a moment. I said Jeremy Willems earlier. It's Jake Willems, so I'm sorry about that. Jake Williams' beautiful livery. He always has some of the coolest liveries. Side by side they go. Cars coming to a complete stop as they do.
Trying to make sure they keep the heat in those tires. The track is optimum, and we've got a track temp of 16C for the second race here.
A huge increase from the first race. So these drivers have to start planning for that change of tire temp. You can't just set and go like you were the first 3 races. Here we go. Down the front straight.
Green light, give it over.
And we
And
are
we're green.
at Zolder. Race 2 for the Pro-Ams and Pros. Into turn 1 to see a 3-wide situation developing and a car slipping already. It's a Porsche and another one off track. I believe that was Figgins. It always is, like I said. He'll request it. We got other cars slipping and sliding. We got cars being spun around. This is way worse than you'll ever see in the AM split. I promise you.
Man.
How are these? Like I said, they feel more comfortable and then they end up getting into more bonks. We've got a pro driver in last place because of all of that. We've got another pro driver in the mid-pack because of all of that.
I feel bad for Mr. Tony Danzig. He had nowhere to go when he had had a Ford spinning in front of him.
And again, just now.
Yeah, that one was his own fault. He ran into the back of Kasaboon there.
Well, Zach Schneider is broken away from the pack, and we won't see him ever again. Jake Williams, on the other hand, has Harrell right behind him. Russell Harrell putting that pressure on that BMW, is going to the inside for this hairpin turn. Decides to not do it, but that sends Williams wide because of it. He got nervous and thought he was going to do it. That's exactly what you want to happen whenever you do that kind of mind punt, is what I call it. But Harold now has Kanye behind.
That psychological warfare.
Yep, absolutely.
Highly underestimated in racing, honestly.
We're going to go on board now and get this underway here with Will Figgins.
Still in 4th place.
Yep,
After
into
all
turn
of that
1.
chaos that
Getting the
happened.
better exit on Nick. He wants to go the inside. Nick knows it's going to happen, goes defensive on the outside, trying to get the outside pass done. Can't see him. There he is. Flips a little bit off track. Got to tuck back in once again. We
That
love the
outside
sound
line
of that 720S.
does not work very well around that corner there.
Using a little bit of that dirt. He's going to lose time because of it. You can see in his rear view that he doesn't have a lot to worry about there. Using the chicane, getting a little bit bumpy. Over the hill they go. Figgins needs to gain that ground back to Nick. Braking a little bit later, he's closing up the ground, just like I'd said. Using all of the chicane, following Nick through.
Nick cut that
Too
quite
early
a
on the
bit
gas.
through there.
Will's gonna slip out just a little bit. He's under pressure from behind too, so that's something you don't think about. You see people putting on pressure to the drivers ahead, but you're also under pressure while you're doing that. So you want to drive better. He's cutting a little bit of that track there. You're also under pressure trying to drive better from behind, and it ends up screwing you up from behind too. So there was a very slippy onboard with Will Figgins on his second lap. It was a very noisy onboard too. Thank you for sitting through that with me, guys.
Nick Kanye is trying to close up the gap there to Russell in 2nd place.
Speaking of gaps being closed, James Kasaboon right on the tail of Willems. Trying to tuck to the inside into turn 2 is not going to happen. He's going to use more of the track on the exit. He's not. He is just going to stay on his tail all the way through. Losing a little bit of time, but able to continue into the braking zone and close it back up. Down the front straight they go. You can see how much more hesitant they are to move towards that middle of the track, or towards the racing line off the middle. Willems ahead is putting on pressure to Ramos. Willems is in one of those positions where you don't know whether to be defensive or offensive, because you're equidistant between drivers. It's almost better to just always go towards the offensive move, because that puts you in a defensive position too. So
Right.
have to see what happens. Well, Kasaboon's falling off a little bit. Willem's still putting that pressure on Ramos ahead, right on his tail. You can see how much more comfortable these drivers are. being able to put their car right on the tail of their opponent. If that was in the AM split, they would have driven off and turned left and whatever else, thinking they were going to hit them.
Yeah, for sure.
But he's got so much more confidence in what he can do and what his car can do that he's able to really get on the bumper of that other car without hitting him. Down the front straight they go. We'll stay on the racing line. Moving to the helicam to see if we can see any closure here. These guys in the same car. You can see Ramos taking that turn in a little bit earlier. Going to allow him to run away. You really got to hit turn 2 properly to gain that ground. And you can see he's actually pulled away a little bit there as they go through turn 4 now.
A little bit further up, Will Figgins is closing the gap to Nick Kania again.
Yep. It seems like Figgins' best sector is sector 1, right into the chicane, it looks like. Ooh, I want to move back again. Willem side by side with Ramos. Into the braking zone for the chicane. There's the bonk. Willem spun around, off track because of it. It's going to allow Kosovoon to have some breathing room and then catch up to Ramos now too. Willems has got some catching up to do. Moving towards the middle of the pack, we got Dwyer. So Max Turbinoff, brand new driver to our community. He is a wild card, so while they appear to be in the same split, he has no effect on Dwyer's points. Dwyer going really far to the inside. This is a dangerous place to be. You can see him moving back to the racing line, thinking better of it. See if this gap gets closed up as they go towards start-finish line. Max is going to be...
Furnish got a really terrible exit off of that chicane. He dropped back quite a bit.
Yep. I would say...
But these two battling are allowing him to close right back up.
And then he's going to get a little bit wider there. A little bit of a butt tap there. Furnish is closed up. He's now on the inside of Dwyer. Overtake more or less complete through turn 3. Into turn 4 they go.
One mistake.
Furnish. Oh my gosh, speaking of a mistake, Max. Oh, go to the inside. Hits Furnish off track. That was dangerous.
I can't believe neither of them wrecked.
Furnish says, you know what? You're going to hit me. You're going to end up off track too.
That was a little bit of payback there. Just a touch.
I don't even think that was deliberate. I just think that's the way it happened going into the chicane. But now there is a train from 10th all the way down to 15th, it looks like. All these drivers now battling with each other. Figgins is battling with Kanya still, no change there. James Kosovoon with Ramos, no change there. Devin Anthony, a little bit further up.
By Willems. Devin made a little bit of a mistake there in the Honda, and Willems took advantage of it.
This train of cars from 10th place on 12th place now on. You see Casey Swanseger in the mix here. Lots of movement about to happen. There you go. Casey going to move to the outside, inside, back it out. Here we go.
Andrew just made up a position over Turbinov coming out of that final chicane.
Turbinov has moved all the way into 16th after all those slides and bonks. Dwyer still trying to hold off Clark. Casey Swanseger has fallen off because of his first sector.
And he's now under attack from Andrew Casey. Andrew's not close enough to make any real attack there through the chicane, but
Andrew's got severe damage to the right side of his car too, so that's not going to help him down the straights.
Yeah, that was from that lap 1 kerfuffle that happened.
Let's move up to P3 again, looking at Kanya, Figgins, and No. Figgins now has No behind him and within slipstream range. So Figgins is going to be double the pressure here to try and get around Kanya. Kanya is such a competent driver that he's not going to let him through easily. See these guys coming out of the chicane.
Kanya's staying a little bit defensive there, coming down the front stretch.
There you go. See how he stays towards the middle there, just trying to see what Figgins is going to do. If Figgins moves to the inside, Kanya would have. Kanya's off track.
Commentator Curtis goes off track.
He rejoins very quickly and safely, able to kind of hold that position between No But now he's got to try and catch back up at Figgins. Well, that battle has kind of moved around. Let's move back again. Once again, Clark and Dwyer. There was almost a bonk as these drivers go through turn 2. There it is. There's the bonk. And a slip. You see him back off. More or less give that position back.
But that allows Furnish to go through.
Furnish
and Casey Swanseger.
Yep. So Casey is now ahead.
Furnish was now. I was going to say Furnish was the big winner there.
Yep, absolutely. Furnish only has to worry about one car, and he knows that these cars behind are going to be battling. So he can more or less relax at this point. Casey Swanseger, extra defensive. Oh my gosh, we got Andrew Casey and Clark now going at it. The train is being split apart just a little bit here as they go into the second chicane. It's hard to catch all of these drivers at once right now.
I don't even know who to watch right now.
Exactly. It's wild right now.
I'm in Helicam and I still can't catch all of the battle.
Just try and watch the middle driver. Casey Swanseger. Nope, don't watch the middle driver. He's falling off. See what I'm saying? It's hard to continue to watch these things. Fire is kind of pulled away from Casey Swanseger and is putting some pressure back on Furnish. Driver's moving back towards the racing line. Fire showing that intention of getting on the racing line.
I'm going to jump back up front. Go is putting a lot of pressure on Nick Kanya coming into the first chicane.
Yeah, Will No has been with us for a while and has moved up fairly quickly in the ranks. Seeing him up in the first place position for the Pro-Ams is pretty awesome. So let's just see if he's able to keep the battle with Kanya here. To fall off a little bit, gaining some time on the way out of the corner. Not a lot that can be done there.
That
Ramirez,
Mustang is just strong out of the corners.
Moving all the way to the back here with Ramirez and Turbanov, these two drivers coming through the first chicane. Both these drivers had some issues early on in the race, which has caused them to be moved all the way to the back, but they're still battling. There's still a battle to be had. You can see a little bit of damage to Ramirez's car. It doesn't seem to be affecting him. To go out of the end of turn 7, that whole sector back there from the chicane to the end, there's turn 7.
Ramirez touching grass.
Tony Danzig spun out. Let's see what happened here. I'm going to do a replay. Tony Danzig into turn 10, it looks like. Oh! Hits the chicane, bounces and slips, and gets spun the rest of the way by Willems. So he was in the middle of the track. He's down in 11th place now because of that.
That's just the Ferrari doing Ferrari things.
So now Tony Danzig is part of the battle with this train that we've been watching most of the race. Almost a 3-wide situation developing as they go through turn 2.
Oh, Casey Swanseger got touched a little bit there.
And that's going to allow Andrew Casey behind to try and put some pressure on him now too. Furnish has run away from this group. He's watched them battle from the rear view. With that said, guys, I'm sorry. We've got to do a quick 2-minute ad. There's nothing I can do about it. Twitch is running this one. Tony Danzig spinning out again. He's having an issue with the chicanes, you guys.
Poor Tony.
No. Side by side with Kanya at this point. Kanya being defensive into the final chicane. Backing out. No is.
This just calls back into that the confidence that No had to be just
right
inches
there.
from the back bumper. Like,
yep.
And Kanye's trust that he's not going to get just rear-ended and taken out.
Both these drivers very competent and very confident in themselves and their cars, so it's good to see that in these close racing. Like I said, it's race 2. These drivers feel more confident, so that's why you saw all those bonks in lap 1, turn 1 and 2 and 3. They just have too much confidence going into that race. That's why you end up seeing that. You still got to have that kind of caution when it happens. Moving towards the back again. Ramirez and Turbanov side by side through turn 1. Ramirez
and makes contact.
Yep, makes contact, spins himself out. Luckily, no time lost for Turbanov ahead. Swanseger Still trying to catch up to Clark ahead. This train has started to fall off here. Thanks to Tony Danzig getting in the way and spinning out in front of everybody.
This battle between Kanye and No is just still ongoing.
I have to continue to
No
watch
takes a little bit of a tighter line through the hairpin and gets a better exit too. He's got
there
a
he goes,
run on him
side
down
by
that
side.
straight.
However, he's not in a good position here for an overtake. He's gonna brake a little bit early to try and tuck in behind Anya and get the better exit onto the front straight. Doesn't look like it's gonna happen.
Kanye just
you can
has
see
a better
Kanye.
line through that chicane.
Yep, absolutely. There he goes. He's poking his nose in, trying to throw Kanye off. Not gonna happen though. Kanye's level-headed through this. Thank you guys for coming back.
They
I'm
both
sorry
go a
about the
little bit wide.
advertising. Still a lot of pressure from No onto Kanye through every single corner.
Burnish is starting to put a little bit of pressure on Devin Anthony down there in 9th and 10th.
Now these two have had a little bit of a history this season so far. Ooh, there's some slippage going on back there. Burnish and Devin Anthony got into a bonk, and there was a little bit of silent heat between those two drivers. I'm going to move back up to No and Kanye to go into turn 7 now. You can see No weaving back and forth, trying to just throw Kanye off. Kanye's basically just like, I'm not even looking in the rear view at this point.
I'm watching Clark and Dwyer has been right all over the bumper of
Similar
or
kind
Clark
of.
has been all over the bumper of Dwyer and caused a little bit of a mistake through the first chicane. Wasn't able to capitalize on it though.
No, going for the overtake. Had to back out. Dang, man, it's hard to like watch these two battles at once. No, and
I'll give
Clark are
you
doing
I'll
the same
give you
thing.
an audio on the battle back here because Dwyer is now attempting an overtake
There he
through
goes.
the hairpin on Furnish, and that hangs him out to dry a little bit.
Able to complete the overtake. Dwyer is going to try and run away. Furnish now
Clark
has
is
Clark
now
to deal
all
with.
over.
Ooh, closing up the gap is Casey Swanseeger in the back there. Luckily, no bonks occurred.
Oh, and
Furnish slipping.
Douglas, oh no! Furnish got a little bit too much of that curb on the exit of that chicane.
Caused him to lose two
Lost
positions
two positions
there, too.
on it.
Now he's got Andrew Casey behind to worry about.
Whoa, Casey.
Slipping even more. He's got that. I don't want to say this out loud, but maybe Douglas Furnish had one too many drinks. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Oh, God, he is in a bad place. Woo! Oh, my God. Who was that just passed him?
That looked like it was
Tony Danzig? I want to back
Danzig,
back that up and go to his point of view here. I want you guys to see what he just saw. Yep. Oh, my God. Jeez. Woo! I can't believe that is what he just dealt with.
That was that was a tight fit right there.
Yep, it sure was.
And all of that was started from Casey Swanseeger had a really bad entry into T1 and caused kind of that Constantina effect that bunched him up.
I just want to point out how consistent both of these drivers, Kanye and No, have been. They have been racing heavily each lap for like the last 5 laps. No overtakes have been completed, nothing. There we go, inside moment. No's going around. No's got the overtake done and completed through turn 3.
Wow.
Into turn 4, however, there's a run from that Ford behind. You can see No being defensive. There he goes to the inside. Backs out, thinks better of it. He knows that chicane's coming up.
This battle back there in 10th place, Dwyer, Clark. Oh, Clark makes a mistake, goes out wide, allowing Casey Swanseeger through.
Clark is now nearly the back of this train. He's got Andrew Casey behind, but not really battling. He's got Casey Swanseeger ahead. Is he going to go to the inside? He is poking his nose in. There he goes. Into the chicane.
Thinks better of it.
Yep, absolutely. It's a dangerous place for the overtake. He's got the better run on the exit. Casey's on the inside, though. Casey going to the outside, which is the defensive position. It's a hard place to put your car here. Clark has just not come out very well this lap. because of that
Swanseger
first turn.
cuts that second part of that chicane really heavily. Can't do that too many times.
Go ahead, I'm going to drive through. We're at the final 10 minutes of the race, everybody.
Dwyer is continuing to put the pressure on Devin Anthony.
Devin Anthony, another driver who will just keep his head down, and he will be so consistent as well. I've raced against him, and I feel like no matter what I did, he was just able to just stay in front and be defensive around me. If you got side by side with him, he was very confident and safe around you. I love racing Devin. He's one of my favorite drivers. So
he's doing that in a tough car to race in. That Honda is not easy.
This is his second season in it, and it shows because of where he's placing. He's definitely, I mean, right now he's in 4th for the Pro-Ams, but last season he was like back of the grid for the Pro-Am. So I'm pretty sure if he stayed with the car that he was in, I mean, he'd probably been okay. Oh, there we go. Dwyer's got the better exit. Devin gonna stay in the middle of the track exactly as you should do. Moving to the outside a little bit. That's enough for the Ford to be in a bad place.
Yeah.
Same kind of thing that we saw from Drew earlier, is not as quick in his F1 style. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. That shallow entry into the first part of that chicane is not what you want.
Nope, not at all.
You're not going to gain any advantage that way.
Clark continuing to put on pressure to Casey Swanseger ahead. We got 2 battles for 9th and then a battle for 11th.
Going back to Devin in the Honda, he's been in it for longer than 2 seasons, hasn't he?
I think you're right, yeah. I don't know why he's not using the Noobs Rust livery. I believe I made him one. No, I don't remember what livery he's driving. I don't know.
Further back, Clark just got overtaken by Casey Swanseger. He made a mistake.
There was no overtake. It was an overtake attempt for Clark on Casey, and he bonked him and backed out.
Oh, I see. So he gave the position back.
Yep.
I just caught it out of the back of my camera angle.
With that said, that's allowed Andrew Casey to kind of catch up. Andrew has all that damage to the front and right side of his car, though. Not going to be enough for anything.
Casey's starting to close up on Dwyer. Devin pulled away from Dwyer.
I want to point out that Zach Schneider is only 7 seconds ahead of Harold. Only.
That's actually crazy because Zach Schneider is, I mean, I would say arguably, or not, the fastest driver in Noobs R Us.
He's our esports principal, so he is our fastest driver. But normally, he's like 15, 20 seconds ahead of P2. He's 7 seconds ahead of P2. His best lap was a 27.8. Russell Harrell's is a 28.1. We were seeing 28s in the Pro-Am split. So I'm just putting that out there. The battle for a 9th between Devin and Dwyer. Oh, look how close he got there. Almost rear-ending into the hairpin. We've got the train starting back up for 9th place. Casey Swanseger's now within the draft to Dwyer ahead, Clark behind, and Andrew Casey behind as well.
Yeah, you've got less than 2 seconds between 9th place and 13th place. Like,
yep.
That is a train.
Choo-choo. I was yawning at the same time. I'm going to get a drink of agua. 6 minutes left in the race. 7 minutes.
Dwyer can get a clean line out of here coming down the straight into the first chicane. He might be able to make a move on Devin.
See how it goes. He's a little bit more narrow than Devin there. Nearly the same exit. However, that Mustang is going to have the speed down the straight. Devin's
I don't think he was
a little
close
bit
enough,
defensive.
Though.
Oh, you see behind Clark going for the overtake
Clark
on Andrew Casey.
Thinking about making a move there.
Not Andrew Casey. Casey Swanseger. Casey ended up hitting the rumble strips on the exit of the chicane, allowing Clark to kind of go to the inside here. Is he going to do it? He is out braking. Goes very narrow and ends up losing time because of it. The battles are still raging for this 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, all of that. Everything else on track is split up. The closest we have now is James Casaboon, 1.1 seconds off of Ramos, and Ramirez 1.2 seconds off of Furnish. Furnish has some pretty good damage to the front end of his car, so I want to see an overtake attempt from Dwyer and Devin. I know it can happen.
Oh, it's Devin is just so consistent, like you were saying. He is hitting his marks. I have not seen a mistake out of him. If there's going to be an overtake, it's going to have to be a move.
Yep.
From
I think
Dwyer.
It's going to end up being into the chicane, I think. Losing a little bit of time there through turn 1, into turn 2 now. See Dwyer and Devin nearly on the same line. Dwyer trying to turn in a little bit harder, losing some time because of it. Going to try and outbrake into this. This is such a fast sweeping right-hander. So this is, right here is where Dwyer will be able to try and get around Devin, but he needs to be on his tail going into that.
We brakes way late going into the chicane.
I'm sorry, I moved up a little bit.
That time up.
And Kasaboon had a moment here. There's 2 battles going on. Okay, back to Dwyer again. Oh my gosh, there's a bump attempt here. Don't know where to put your car, says Devin. Cutting a little bit of that chicane to avoid any sort of bump.
Mistake there, yeah.
Ooh, there's some battles going now from 8th place all the way down to 13th.
I do want to say, Dwyer's got a really slick looking livery on that car.
Let's take a quick
I like the white accents.
So it looks like it's triangles. It's like a plaid triangle kind of livery.
It looks like it almost looks like, yeah, like a triangle camo kind of.
Yep.
Like a digital style, like camouflage.
It's kind of weird.
The blue with the white.
Oh, we got
really
somebody
nice.
dying in the back. Andrew Casey. Let's see what happened here. He was all alone. What happened?
Oh, his car is
in through the chicane. Second turn of the chicane. And just goes off track. He just went off track. That was wild. An instantaneous slip. That would have been a racing incident if he hit another car, I'm sure of it. Just to piggyback on our conversation from last night.
Clark is putting pressure on Casey Swanson.
Goes to the inside.
Into the first chicane there.
He was side by side for a moment, ended up backing out.
They both had to cut to not make contact.
Ooh, look at this. This is opposite of what we've seen the last couple of laps now, where Clark is now on the technical inside. Here we go. That was kind of a mirror of what we've been seeing. Luckily, Casey was able to hold that position.
Oh, Casey makes a little bit of mistake there, but...
Yeah, losing a little bit of time. Once again, Clark's going to go to the inside. Casey's going to be kind of defensive. Oh, there it goes. It worked. Casey went off track because of it. Is now slipped and spun all the way around. Clark gets the freebie.
Unfortunate.
You really got to get inside. That is one of the only ways that you can get around your opponent, especially if they're consistent, is just get inside their head. That's why we're not seeing Devin Anthony budge, because you cannot get inside his head. It looks like
Devin's coming up on a back marker there. It looks like, yeah, it's Turbinov.
Max Turbinov, yeah.
He's staying to the outside. He's like, I don't want any part of this.
Yep, being very respectful.
Dwyer's gonna have a run.
Oh God, there it is! I saw that coming from a mile away.
Devin.
Let's back that up and see it from a different point of view here. I want to see from the telecam. You can see it occurring. This is one of those corners where the turn in and braking points are at the same point, so it's hard to gain that ground and not screw up the other driver.
Yep, and he just takes him right out.
Yep, so Devin Anthony's got to try and continue on, and he's only lost 2 positions because of it.
We go back up to Willems and Ramos right now are having a heck of a battle in those BMWs.
I feel like these guys have been off and on battling the entire race. Something happened with Casey Swanson. Oh, yeah, he did his spin out. I was like, what happened with him?
Yeah, he spun out, yeah.
Tony Danzig having another issue. He's in another wall at the end of a chicane, so that he's having chicane problems. He's backwards, too. That's dangerous. All right, moving back to Willems and Kasaboon. Or not Kasaboon, Ramos. Both these drivers silver, fighting for that second place in the silver split. They are both podiums right now. Both BMWs going to have similar braking points. Go ahead.
Our current running order is Zach Schneider has now a 10-second gap to Harral in second place. Will Figgins, after
hang on! There's a bonk into the first chicane between these two BMWs. Willems gets around because of it. Is he going to give back the position? That looked like it was not deliberate, but is he going to give it back? You can see that other BMW getting right on his tail.
Yeah, Ramos is a little bit upset about that send.
We're on the final lap, everybody. All right, go ahead and read out what you were saying, sir.
Yeah. So we got Zach Schneider with a 10-second lead over Harral in the other Porsche. Will Figgins, after that first lap, chaos, back up into third place. No behind him in fourth place. Kanya has fallen back 3.5 seconds behind No after that epic battle that they were having. Willems.
Ooh, hang on. Willems just got into an incident. Let's see what happened. Helicam view. He was all alone here. No, he wasn't. He just hit the inside of the chicane and did a little bit of a snap oversteer, and then got bonked. Yep, he got bonked by that other BMW, Ramos.
Unfortunate.
My goodness.
That was a really good battle until they started making
Until
contact.
it wasn't. It was a good battle until it wasn't.
That's true.
Casey Swanseger and Ramirez. Casey Swanseger cutting that entire chicane. What is going on? He didn't even like turn into the right point at all. That was wild.
That did not help him at all either.
P1, Zach Schneider about to cross the start-finish line. Behind him is Gerber in last place. You'll see Gerber coming around. There he is.
The leader has finished the race.
Gerber is finishing in last. P2, Russell Harrell. Coming around the final corner now, down the front straight.
Will Figgins coming around the final corner. Heading on down. It's going to finish in third.
Yep. As he zigzags back and forth, Will Figgins is watching the stream. You know it. No, crossing the start-finish line in fourth. Panya as well in fifth behind. And crashing into a wall as well. As long as you don't hit another driver, I don't care what you do. But Ramos and Kasaboon in 6th and 7th respectively.
Willems coming down, gonna take 8th place after getting having a little bit of an incident with Ramos.
Yep, 8th place for him. Dwyer's
coming in 9th place.
Still has Clark right on his tail. Clark zigzagging a little bit too, it looks like. Devin Anthony has got a back marker ahead of him, I believe. Yep, Turbanov ahead. No need to race to the finish line. 8th for Devin, or 11th for Devin. It's kind of weird. It's kind of screwing up now. People are leaving.
Yeah, because people are leaving the...
Yep. People sliding off track. Andrew Casey crashing as hard as he can. Once again.
Andrew's got to be careful.
Oh my God! Another car came right at the last moment. Nobody saw it because I switched over to post-race. That was rocket fast. Oh my goodness. With that said, the race is over. Let's go ahead and get some interviews going. I'm sure we have some people waiting to join. Mark, I'm going to hand this mic off to you for these post-race interviews while I set up the feed tonight.
Okay. Well, we've got our first place finisher and our third place. We got Zach Schneider and Will Figgins. Zach, to nobody's surprise, you pulled away and just kept the gap there.
Yeah, it was interesting. I think race one would have been more exciting for you guys to watch. Like, we didn't really battle, but Russell was within probably a second of me for a good 15 minutes, and then both of us started making mistakes, and then he just came off for us on one of them. So,
Okay.
Yeah, it was all right. Haven't driven this car in a while. Delivery looks really nice, by the way. Thank you. And
good to see that gold stripe on the car.
Yeah, it was fun. Had a good time.
Question for you though, Zach. Being that you were a wild card, obviously there wasn't a lot of racing to be had. But does that feel weird? Do you feel like obligated to get out of people's way if the time arises, or are you just racing and having at it? How's that feel as a wild card?
I mean, I got a white plate next to my name, so it's fair game, at least to me. I'll race the same. I'm usually pretty clean, so I'm not usually the cause of incidents if I get into one, so I'll just keep doing my thing.
All right. with that
Now
said,
we're joined by our second place finisher
Russell Harrell.
in the pro race here. Russell,
Hello.
it sounds like this race was a little bit more cut and dry than the first race.
Yep. First race I got a little bit unlucky with my curb RNG, but we still made it work.
Nice. Yeah, this you were for a good majority of this race, you were still inside of like 7 seconds to Zach there, and then near the end you started falling back just a touch, but
Yeah,
I mean,
no, Zach's incredible. I mean, he's usually in the Ford. I've seen him run the Audi on the intermediate races. So dude just hopped in the Porsche, and I don't know how long it's been since he's been in it, but he whooped my ass. This is like the only car I drive. He just straight up whooped my ass. So it's incredible.
Well, we expect you, Mr. Harrell, to end up racing Zach. So continue improving, continue getting better, and you gotta start putting Zach in his place. Okay, that's the way it's gotta be.
Give me like 2 lifetimes.
No, you don't need 2 lifetimes. Just 1.5. You know, it's not that much.
no.
Yep.
But with that said, Will Figgins, hello. You didn't get a podium second race. We did get an onboard of a lot of your battles and slipping around the second race. But go ahead.
I definitely did get a podium in the second
Yeah, he
race.
finished in
No,
third place.
you didn't get a podium. We don't count that.
Oh, okay.
No, we don't count that. Okay.
Okay,
Will,
my mistake. Go ahead, Mark.
Will, what happened on lap 1? It seemed like there was quite a bit of chaos that was happening.
Well, I assumed that I had hotter tires than a lot of the few guys ahead of me, since I was brake boosting pretty much the entire outlap. And I felt the grip. I had the grip to go around the outside. I couldn't really see what was going on the inside. I was trying to focus on my line. I kind of got, I'm not sure if I got hit or if I turned into someone, but it sent me off track for a little bit. Managed to rejoin and worked my way back up to third place.
Yeah, after you rejoined, there was just a continuation of chaos into turn 2 and 3. There was just cars everywhere. A hell of a recovery, after going off track there on T1.
Yeah, it was pretty difficult. Kanya was holding me up for a lot of the first half of that race. I want to say probably the first 15 minutes at least. I was stuck behind Kanya. No offense to Kanya, but I had more pace there, and I was trying to get around him quite aggressively.
Yeah, it seemed that if Kanya was in front of a driver, he was hard to pass.
He is. He's pretty good at defending. But I will attribute some of the difficulty to him being in the Mustang. It's very difficult to get close on the straights, of course, even with the tow. And it's just a wide car. He can put it anywhere on the track, and it limits my options.
Yeah, well, congratulations to you guys. It was a really good race.
I would like to also point out that we have an AM podium driver pulled in here, Shane Subi Dodger. Shane, hello.
Howdy.
So we were looking at your times during qualifying, and I want to just mention that you were within the pro times in the 28s, hitting 27s or close to it. So
Yikes.
oh, yikes! That's a good thing. That's the goal.
No, that is a good thing. I mean,
get out of pro am.
you were looking to. I mean, if you were in the pro race and you were hitting those laps consistent, you were looking to be running in the top 5 at least.
So
Like
Yeah,
you had a lot of pace.
There's definitely some pressure there. Manning was running super fast laps in the mock race, and Martinez is always fast as well, and it just lined up.
worked
Hit
out.
my
So
PB tonight.
are
so that was-
you? This was a new thing for you, Shane, with the time change. Did that screw with your setup at all? Did that screw with your mentality going into it, being that it was a morning?
So after I attended my first intermediate race on Sunday, where we raced at night, and ever since then, I'm all on board 100% for the time change in the rookie races. It's so cool to get like a little bit of variety throughout practice each week and then the qualifying, and then kind of it's just not the same like 2 p.m. every single week. It kind of switches up each week. I really enjoy that.
So I think we're still going to run it the same. First 3 races are going to be those exact same 2 p.m. races, but the final 3 races will be a variety of different times of day and that kind of thing. You're not going to see any weather still, but I'm glad to hear that that's a good thing. Kind of improved your mentality on it. So,
Yep.
We got Martinez in here. Hola, señor.
Hola.
Okay, I can't speak Spanish. Can you
Oh, yeah.
speak English?
That's the extent. That is the extent
I
of
can-
his
I can
Spanish.
say-
You must speak slowly.
I can say,
because-
yo quiero tomar mis pantalones, and that's about it, okay? But, so, you got a podium as well, right?
Sorry. Well, my. Well,
It's okay. No
I want to congratulate to my 2 teammates on their 2 races, because they has been better than me. And see you next race.
Well, thank you for being here. Thank you for doing a good job and giving us a show. So, we're happy to have you.
Thank you.
Thank everybody that's joined us in the booth this evening for joining us and giving us your insight as well. So, good to see Zach always just dominating and showing up for 2 races and then leaving and making everybody feel bad. So that's good to see.
Is it good to see?
It's fun talking with Zach. You leave him alone. It's good to see Will getting constant podiums. So 2 third places is awesome. So that's awesome. Good to see. No major bonks this time around. I don't know if you heard during the earlier stream when you requested the onboard. I said, usually you request an onboard and then there's a bonk before I can give you the onboard. So,
That does happen.
with that said, Mark, do you have anything else you would like to say, sir?
Thank you for having me. To commentate. It was a lot of fun.
I hope I
had
get
a
you in here
blast.
more often to commentate, and hopefully we see you racing sometime soon too.
I am hoping that very soon. I am not doing anything on Sunday. I may just sign up for the intermediates there and get back on track.
Yeah, guys,
Just try to stay out of everybody's way.
Feel free to sign up if you're watching and you're joining and watching a noobs kind of thing. You can join right now. We're halfway through our season, but feel free to join !SimGrid in chat, and you'll just go into a wild card split for the remainder of the season. But yeah, we'll be happy to have you guys. With that said, I'm going to send a raid out to Sim Racing Alliance. They're doing looks like their second race of their 14th season at Coda right now, and it's a nighttime race. So let's go over there, say hi to them from Noobs R Us. Make sure you go in there and say hi from Noobs R Us. That way we get people in there noticing it. And yeah, thank you for joining us tonight, and we will see you guys on Sunday. Tony Danzig will be hosting the intermediate race on Sunday afternoon.
Thank you guys.
Have a good night.
You're welcome. Yeah, good night.